wanted to do a quick video here on a gift that I had made, but I wanted to document it so that the person who's receiving the gift can be aware of how I made the journal and how, you know, I intended the pictures and the journaling and everything to take place, in case she's never had a journal like this before. I know when I first started into this process, I was a bit confused as to, they were beautiful, but I didn't understand how to use the journal. So I wanted to make sure that she understood, you know, how it can be used. Maybe I was just dense and I didn't, didn't understand it, but it was difficult for me anyhow, let's say that. Okay, let's start out with the size. The size of the book is a 5.5 wide by 8.5 high. So it's a good size. It's not too large and not too small to hold pictures. And this was the basic request from the person this gift is for, that she really loves to collect pictures of her children and her family. And so that was the agenda. I wanted to make it look like it was an antique book. So I covered it with a muslin fabric, and then I stained it with numerous different colors and coats of Tim Holtz distress inks, as well as oxide inks. And also I added a relief, which a lot of the old antique books have a relief like this. And I thought it was really cool that you could see the relief. And also I added a coat of beeswax, cold beeswax on it. So it has a really vintage old feeling to it. And it also, the beeswax will protect the paint and the book itself, which I thought was a important thing to do. So if you want to pass these books down, which is the purpose of these books, is to pass it down to your children and their grandchildren as a keepsake, then you want it to be sure and be made sturdy and also sealed properly. This little plate on here is a plate I got out of my stash. I don't even know, the brand of it. It's just one I had loose, and I thought it was appropriate here. I added in 2 little vintage kids, which also defines what the book is for. And the spine is 1 inch wide. It has 1 signature. The back is just plain, like most antique books are. And then I added some hand-dyed sari silk that I dyed myself to match what I wanted this book to look like in the inside of the book. Okay, let's get into the book. Make sure I'm in frame. Alright, that looks pretty good. I'm still working with my videoing, trying to get everything set up properly. I've done videoing in the past, but I've not used the equipment I'm using now, so it's a learning process. So excuse me if I don't get totally in frame sometime. I'll try to keep tabs on that. Okay, the inside of the book. This fabric here, I dyed, and to match the scenario of the inside, and I thought it turned out really well. This is from an old dresser scarf I found at an antique shop, and I thought it was really appropriate. So many of our grandmothers had these type of scarves on their dressers, and they were beloved by me, and I'm sure by a lot of people. So I thought that was good for the sentimental value. This tag is a tag of a watercolor painting that I did, and I just scanned it in and made it into a tag so that it sort of designates that this is my journal that I made. And on the back, you can put pictures on the back, you can journal on the back, as is with all tags. Has some sari silk on the front, butterfly, etc. And it just fits in there. And as well, in any of these pockets, you can add photos or notes or whatever. They're big enough to add, extra in there. So this is a piece of eco-dyed paper, which is you use leaves, and there's a process in eco-dyeing. Another pocket with just some tags, and you can journal on the front and put pictures on the back, or if you don't want to journal on the front, you can put pictures on the front as well. This is a little paper clip that I put in all my books, rather than just putting bare paper clips, because it's a paper clip on the back, but what you see is a decorative collage on the front. You can use these for attaching your photos to, as well as just using them as a decoration. Goes back in there. This is from a digital, and it is my Porch Prints, I believe, and I don't remember the digital, but anyhow, she sells her digitals on Etsy. Again, same thing, just a little sari silk attached to a paper clip. This is tea-dyed paper to make it look vintage and old. Another, this is a digital from Porch Prints, I believe. And this is a digital I designed myself, which I wanted to test out doing digitals, and this is what I came up with. Again, this is a scanned in page from the same dresser scarf. And it's the center of the dresser scarf, which was a little bit too big for using in the book itself, so I just scanned it in so I could use it. This also is a scanned picture of a dresser scarf. I had a white one, and the same thing again. This is how the book is attached. You used waxed linen cloth, and you stitch in your signatures in, which goes through the spine of the book, and that's how the old books were made. These are just some little danglies I put on there just to be pretty. If you don't like it, you can cut that off. It's knotted right here, so you can cut that off. This is a waxed coin envelope I attached, and with a little something you can write on right here that states what's in here if you want, or if you put pictures in there, you could put the date or the name of the family, whatever. You can use your own imagination. This is another tag. Again, same thing. Document, journal if you like, pictures, or however you like to use it. This envelope you can get into it's tucked underneath the wings of the butterfly, and inside I put another little tag. Again, same thing. Journal on the back, put photos inside the envelope. Just use your own imagination on that one. Again, the scan of the old dresser scarf. Some more of the my Porch Prints, which then you can use. You can attach them, your photos or your notes or journaling, whatever you like, to any of these pages using paper clips, or you can glue them on if you like. This is a scan of an antique vest that I found in an antique shop, but the work on the vest is just gorgeous. In a book this small, you wouldn't necessarily use the actual lace or because it's too bulky, and it would make the book too bulky, and you wouldn't have room to put your pictures or your journaling in there. So that's why I scanned it. I left it open on this side and put a really pretty butterfly on there, and that way you can stick pictures in, whatever you like. This is an index card I tea-dyed, and as you can see, it has some really pretty etchings or images from some old lace I put in there. Again, a little clip-on, collage clip-on you can use for holding your pictures in, etc. And this is tea-dyed paper. Same thing, my Porch Prints. I love her work. She really does really beautiful work. Okay, this is a paper bag, and I just love how this turned out because it's just a little paper bag. And I flipped up the bottom and used it for a tuck spot. And this is a tag of a little vintage dog. So cute. But all kids love dogs. So I put that in there with the little kids. Tim Holtz paper dolls is what this is from. And then inside of the little bag you can put photos. And again, I made a collaged tag, which I sealed with a Mod Podge. Added a vintage button to it, a little vintage picture of a little girl, some vintage lace. And on the back, again, you can put whatever you like on the back. Here's another little tag with some vintage lace under it. You can, identify whatever you want to. But this bag opens up and quite wide. I don't know if you can see that, but anyhow, rather than, picking this up, I'm afraid I'll lose my spot here, my good spot. But you can put several photos in the back. And it expands, so therefore you can put like wider photos if need be in there as well. And this again is a eco-dyed page. Okay, the back has the same little piece of fabric that the front has. This is a Tim Holtz paper doll here, a little old lady. Let's see, a beautiful little lady. Back in the day, as I say. A definition here of a leaf, which I thought was appropriate with all the green, and also this next to it. Here's the last three little tags. One is for photos and journaling, a little grasshopper on it. This is it says this book is from the library of, so you can put your name in there, or maybe the name of the family that you have stored your pictures in here, however you'd like to use it. It also has space on the back to journal. And then this is a little tag that I put in all my albums that I do. And on the back I have my stamp, which identifies me as the artist. So there's a quick run through. I hope that the person who receives this book enjoys it and will keep it for many years and pass it down to their children. And if that is what happens, I'll feel like that I did a good thing. Thank you for coming and visiting me in my on my YouTube channel. I hope you return. I've got another album I'm getting ready to film, which will be for sale in my Etsy shop, so stay tuned. Again, until I see you the next time, have a wonderful day and a wonderful Christmas season. Thanks.